Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Thomas with the Ohio Property Squad checking in. Wanted to drop you a few quick tips about the fastest ways to build equity in your home. Because when it comes to home ownership, equity is really what it's all about. And you may be, asking yourself, what's equity? I don't know what that is. Well, equity in simple terms is the difference between how much you owe on the house or how much you owe in the mortgage versus what the home is actually worth on the market. So you take the difference between those two numbers, and that's how much equity or how much potential value that you could be bringing out of that particular home. So some of the quickest ways to build home equity, I'm going to give you actually 7 different ways. Number one is probably going to be the most obvious, which means putting down a sizable down payment up front. I know a lot of you have probably heard or been recommended that you put down at least 20% down on a home, which you don't have to, but that 20% would turn into immediate equity in that home because you would automatically owe 20% less on the mortgage balance than the home is actually worth going in the door. So that's one way to do it. A second way is to actually get a shorter mortgage, which means you're paying off your mortgage much quicker, which some people opt to do in a 15-year mortgage. So in the short term, your mortgage payment is going to be a lot higher, but it will pay down that balance a lot quicker, which means you're building the equity in the home also a lot faster doing it that way. Option number 3 could be making actual improvements in the property. So that means redoing the kitchen or redoing the bathrooms or things like that. You also see this a lot in the investment community when people are doing what they call fix and flips, where they're going in, finding a rundown property, fixing it up, making improvements to that property, and they sell it for a lot more than they purchased it because they've built some immediate equity in that home by doing the improvements that were necessary to bring it up to current standards. So that's another way that you can do it. Number 4 would be, of course, making additional payments on your mortgage. So that means you have your regular monthly mortgage payment and maybe sending in an additional amount each month to pay down the principal a lot quicker. Option 5 would be using like gifts or bonuses. So say Christmas, people give you cash. Instead of going out and blowing that cash on something, use it to pay down your mortgage quicker. Or if you get a yearly bonus with your job, you can also earmark those dollars to do the same thing so that you build up that equity a lot quicker. Option number 6, some people are able to make the budgeting choice for their family where if you have 2 people working in the household, they use one salary to pretty much pay all the household bills and live off that salary. Then they use the other person's salary strictly just to pay down the mortgage as quickly as possible. So I know in today's times that may seem kind of far-fetched, but you'll be surprised sometime if you really sit down, go through your budget and be very strict with it, that you may be able to live off of just one of the salaries in that particular household. So that's something else you can look at. And option number 7, which I call my bonus option, which a lot of people don't necessarily think about, is going into, when you purchase your home, purchasing a new construction home in a brand new community. And the reason you're able to build equity quicker, in a brand new community, because if you get into that community early, every new section that they open up in that new community, and this goes across the board for pretty much any new home construction builder, the base prices are going to go up for every new section that they open up. So for that same home that you built when you got in there early, when somebody comes into that second section or that third section in that same community, they build the exact same home, it's going to cost them more than it costs you. So you're getting instant equity that way by jumping in and getting into a community a lot earlier. I mean, just to give you an example from my personal life, I built my last home about a little over 6 years ago, and I didn't get into the community at the earliest point. I was in the middle point, but they built about 3 or 4 sections after they built my home. So for that same home that I built, when I built it 6 years ago, somebody coming in to build that home now is probably going to, pay at least almost $60,000, $70,000 higher just at a base starting point than I pay, for my home. So that's another way that you can instantly build some equity in your home, is by getting in on new construction early, so you reap the rewards of those new sections that are going up when the base prices are increasing. So think about that. That's another way that, you can get some instant equity in your home and, look to move up in another 3 to 5 years when you sell that home, pull the equity out and get another house. So hope this helps somebody today. And as always, I'm here if you ever need me. Hit me up. Talk to you soon.